And we are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome on in. Happy Thursday. Coburn with the first. What is up? Dash Play My Weddle. Is it ready? Is it ready? Send it to me, then I'll try to schedule something. What is up, Coburn? What is up, Dash? Good to see you both. Alright. My computer's not crashing, so I think I did something correct by setting up everything. Yeah, so both horizontal and vertical streams are in YouTube. We have the regular Twitch stream, so I have 3 outputs right now. And yeah, if you remember last Monday, everything crashed. And I'm also recording, so which means my settings change. What's the correct one? Nothing much, just chillin', nice. Good to see you too, yep. Alright, Murray's Attorney Investigations 2. So, yeah, we're gonna continue. We completed Psycho and Despair, yep. I'm gonna move that to Twitch as soon as I get more slots. Alright, yeah. We did finish episode 1 last Tuesday. We're gonna start episode 2. I don't know how long this is, considering it's an Ace Attorney case, and as we progress through the games, cases are getting longer. So, yeah. Alright, I didn't realize this red is like super bright. I've had this shirt since like forever and I don't know. Holy crap. Did I change my color settings? Probably not. Anyway. Alright, episode 2. I guess let's do this. The Captive Turnabout. Alright. Just checking if all audio levels are okay. I know my mic's probably iffy. That if it's not too soft, my voice is peaking. So I have to change that soon. Anyway. Oh, alright. It's like a pawn bell. No, it's grape juice. Wait. This was the, like... This is like the suspect from the last case. Woof. March 27, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Still no sign of them, huh? Yeah. How long do they intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm sure the guard will bring him any second now. The killing of Bastian Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident at the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who has been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I am to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, what's going on? I don't know, sir. I'll go and check. We've got a situation. It's Knight. He's been killed. Oh. What? Killed? In the detention center? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you waiting for? Right. Guard, take us to the scene of the crime at once. Yes, sir. Your life, your choice. So it didn't happen in the holding cells, but surely that was where he was being held? What's the holdup? The crime scene's this way. Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to the prison proper? Yes. You mean those other cells aren't part of the prison? Not exactly, no. Those are the detention center's holding cells. That's where defendants are kept while they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose. Yeah, it's where the people who are convicted serve out their time. I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want. I've unlocked it, sir. Please follow me. There was an Easter egg I saw earlier. Okay. That's Knight, alright, but he's dead. How could this have happened? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? March 27th, 10:32 a.m. Prison workshop. This is horrible. How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself, but there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. And what's he doing here? I thought he was being held in the detention center, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hadn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspects are to be kept in cells separate from the main prison. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There's no way Knight should have been in here. Maybe he wandered his way over. Oh, okay. The detention center and the prison are separated not only by two heavy doors but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. I suppose we'd better take a closer look at Knight's body. Oh, you're giving me a bonus that you haven't shown to me yet. Alright, so we have Kay, we have Gummy, we have Bronco Knight. He still has the mic. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. Begin investigation. Alright. Anything out of the ordinary to report, officer? Yes, sir. There's this one thing. Go on. There's a body in the workshop, sir. No shit, Sherlock. He's right. That's definitely out of the ordinary. If anything else occurs to you, you know where to find me. This part of the floor is covered with dirt. You know what that means, sir? Footprints. Too many footprints, unfortunately. We'll need a specialist to identify them. Guess we gotta wait until forensics gets here. Yes. And in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it. Wouldn't want to slip up and get the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. Okay, let's talk to Gummy. Yes, sir. This is like the classic Gumshoe theme. Arrested for murder in the afternoon of the 25th and killed in the morning of the 27th. Talk about instant karma. Never would have thought our perp would turn into a victim himself though. Yes, I don't like this at all. You don't think it was that ice cream guy, do you, sir? Knight had seen his face, right? Maybe he couldn't afford to let him live. Shelley the killer, you mean? No. If this were his doing, he would have surely have left a calling card. And besides, Knight isn't the only one who knows what he looks like. We do too. Oh yeah, and I guess we're still alive, so... Still, this is a high security facility. I just don't understand how it was even possible. Does it make sense having the detention center and the prison in the same building? It means they can share the visitor's room. Indeed, it's an unusual design, but it's certainly convenient for anyone visiting. Yeah, but then why have two different areas in the first place? For the two different classes of detainees, of course, those pre-trial and those post-trial. The two facilities may be housed in the same building in this case, but they are actually quite different. Well, all I know is that they're both cramped and dark and don't let you leave when you want. Perhaps spending a night in each would help clarify the differences between them. No. I'm good, thanks. Gummy. Alright. Let's talk to Kay. So this is what the inside of a prison looks like. Good to know, good to know. Someone's highly motivated to learn today. You're just not on top of your game, Mr. Edgeworth. This stuff is important. Gotta be prepared for when the time comes. Which will never come for me, I must say. Still, I won't discourage you from finding out more. I need to gather a little more information myself. And then use my powers of logic to piece it together. A pulley. Time to inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This area is too big to take in all at once. Fortunately, I can use R to look further up or down. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Maybe the prisoners use it for work? I suppose so, yes. Okay, so I know you're going to say no, but... Absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope. Knew it. Shouldn't have known you were being serious. Weird having something like this in a prison, huh? A cage inside a cage. Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made up of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you gotta look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. This is different because usually in previous games, you pan left and right, not top bottom. Such innovation. Tarps are rather colorful. They kinda stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip! Whip! Sorry, this is tier 2, but... You know who that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers. Maybe she left it here. Not a chance she and her whip are attached to the wrist. Trust me. Please let there be a Franziska appearance here. There's a rope near Knight's body too. Speaking of which, wanna see my super stealthy rope escape trick? Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm in need of saving. Disc. She seems genuinely disappointed. Is that just it? I think that's it in this location, right? There are wood planks behind. Bronco Knight. Killed the day before his court date. We'd better take a closer look. Okay, why is there a glove? A rubber glove. Yep, just the one though. I should examine it in more detail. There's mud all over it. Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies? Really? Wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies. Not anywhere near my crime scene. Not. Inmate use only. I guess that means that it must be one of the prisoners who was using it, right? Yes, you would certainly imagine so. The fingers were covered in blood on this side. I think we can safely assume that this glove was dropped sometime after Knight's blood had been spilled. Or he could have been backslapped. How come? Because it had been on the floor when the pool of blood was forming. Then the blood would have flowed around it but not underneath it. Oh, meaning there'd only be a band of blood around the edges of the fingers and not all over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had pooled around the body. Maybe a murderer ditched it after they did the deed. It's certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped it must have seen the body. You there! Yes, sir. Have you seen that glove before? Yes, sir. The prisoners wear them for work. It's strange, though. Prisoners issued with those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. They aren't allowed to take them without permission, and we always check. I suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Rubber glove jotted down in my organizer. Alright, Knight. His neck brace is soaked with the blood from the hole in his neck. I would assume that's the cause of death and that it was probably instantaneous. He wouldn't have even had the chance to cry out for help. There's a small cut on his scalp too. Was he struck with something? Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat. It's possible, but it's too early to say with any certainty. Okay, you have your camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so that he can photograph the body? Sure thing. All yours, Gummy. Thanks. Alright, here we go. His clothes sure are a mess, though. Indeed, they appear to be covered in dirt. Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry. It would be a grave error to think that anybody else could be quite like you, detective. Ah. Okay, there's also rope and tarp here. The body's partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp. And there's a rope on top of it. Was Knight tied up with the rope somehow? Rope data jotted down in my organizer. We should take a look under the sheet as well. Look at that red stuff! Yes, I'd say that's blood. We should keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure of it. There's a chessboard here. Is that? Oh, I've seen one of those in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine. Makes sense. He loved chess after all. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time. Okay, can we examine the chess set? Come on, hurry up and open that clasp. This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning. Oh, please. Even your heart must skip a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box. Not all of us think like you, Kay. These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So how come these are black and white? Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made. As in they're unique and probably valuable? I like the sound of that. She's got that glint in her eye. She better not be planning a robbery. Is there not a secret compartment here? Okay. I think that's it for the crime scene, right? Yeah, that should be it for the crime scene. It's a sink. Doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. Nope, no whiff of treasure either. You do know we're not actually looking for treasure, right? What's with all the weird equipment? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. Smells weird though, kinda. Musky. Like wet fur. Yo, Fries, what's up? I love this series. Maybe you remember what is the investigation series. You're so confused. Yep, this is a spin-off of the main Ace Attorney series. So it features Miles Edgeworth as the main character instead of Phoenix, right? And you're not doing a court case. You're investigating outside. So yeah, this is the second game in the investigation series. I played the first investigations game back in the DS era, which was like 2010, 14 years ago. So, Investigations 2 didn't have an English localization back then. It just had one right now when they released the collection. Chat seems active. Consider clipping this moment for Psycho 103. Wow. Okay, I think that feature is bugged because I've been seeing that in a lot of channels recently. Alright, and if it's not exclamation point social, it's exclamation point socials with an S. Anyway, alright. Back to this. I didn't know you had such a keen nose. Oh, it's nothing. Thanks, Coburn. Yeah, please check out the social links. Would really appreciate it. Alright, nothing special except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. Remind me to seal all my valuables away in an airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I'd never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's? I'm not sure that's entirely reassuring. Yeah, that's just a body. Oh, he had... Look, wait. His hand has a nut. These. There's something on his finger. Let's take a look, Mr. Edgeworth. Yo, Annihilael, what's up? Oh, it's a ring. Okay. And an expensive-looking one. I thought he had, like, a nut or a bolt. Don't even think about it, okay? What? I didn't say anything. I think that's about it. Nothing much. Good to hear. But yeah, glad to see you around. Are we missing anything? Check that. I've checked the table. I've checked the sink. Okay, do we have anything to connect? Pile of tarps and the bloody tarp. Alright. Badge. It's also badge 2. These tarps have a pretty distinctive design. In fact, it's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. Hee hee. That'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around. I thought you were on sabbatical. Okay. Colorful tarp found by the victim's body. Some of these were being stored in Workshop A. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering. Ha! Nothing can stop us when we're on the hunt together, right, Gummy? You betcha! We're unstoppable. All the regular three musketeers. Let's not get carried away, Detective. There's one thing we still haven't found. Huh? What do you mean, sir? What's missing from this crime scene? The murder weapon. No sign of a murder weapon anywhere. You're right. I didn't even think of that. Come now, Detective. These are basic investigative principles we are talking about here. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gummy. It hadn't crossed my mind either. A fact that hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. Items that could prove even potentially lethal are strictly controlled within a prison. After all, we wouldn't want the inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Blood? Wow! Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one. Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth. What was the murder weapon, and where has it gone? The answer to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here. Huh? Didn't know the guy had a whole entourage. Oh, hello. Excusez-moi, but this is the scene of the crime, right? Wait a second. Are you... No way! Those piercing eyes, that furred bro. Mr. Fender, it has been far too long. I know, right? But even after all this time, I'd know that deep bow... bow. I know that deep bow anywhere. And that
And I
nectar
lel
of
backseats with. Actually, what was missing was Fia.
Fia? Fia. Is that the Australian pronunciation of fear? Okay, for the record, here in the official English translation, this other guy's name is Fender. In the fan translation, his name is Ray Shields. So, all right. Manfred von Karma, the man, the legend. Gotta say, I didn't expect to see you here. Hold it! What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer. Detective, please. Fish. Edgeworth, wow, guess that explains the fresh face. Can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. You're the spitting image of the old devil in his day. I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been? Man, good question. But who's counting, eh? Been away traveling so long, I lost track. You know how it is. But you know what I do remember? You betraying everything you were supposed to stand for. Whoa, where did that come from? And who are you anyway? This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney. This is Ray Shields. Enchante, as they say. Fender's the name and defending's the game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. They said the title! Detective Dick Gumshoe. And I'm Kay Faraday, great thief. I'm on sabbatical at the moment though. A great thief? Wow, that's so romantic. Très chic, if you will. Right? It's nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise actually. I even made signing up super simple. Sounds awesome. I'd love to come hang out with you guys if you'll have me. Sorry, I should have also mentioned that it's girls only. And they have to be super fun and super cool and hey, I totally get it. No hard feelings, yeah. Come on, bring it in. You've got to be kidding. My bad, my bad. I'm just so used to how they do things elsewhere, you know. Ahem. And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Whoops! Almost forgot this is your scene. Keeping the defense out is strategy number 1 in the Von Karma playbook, after all, isn't it? Hold it! Hey! Quit it with all the Von Karma stuff, pal. What gives? Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is, unfortunately, understandable. It is? I take it you're Mr. Knight's attorney? Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be anyway. So he was planning to represent Knight if his client hadn't been murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Okay, Ray Shields. So the victim asked you to represent him? Sure did. We were supposed to have a little chat today. Wait, I'm trying to listen to his theme. Alright, sure did. We were supposed to have a little chat today. As was I. But a guard showed up instead and told us that his body had been found. I'm as bummed about it as you. Even brought him some weenies to cheer him up. Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison. Oh yeah, well it's here now. Want some? The little vice I picked up on my travels, so Moorish. No, thank you. Fine, you do you. What are you doing here anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear Knight's side. Von Karma was always more of a convict the defendant at all costs guy. He didn't teach you that? That was a long time ago. If you say so. Sure you don't want any weenies? No, thank you. Have you met with your client previously? Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronxster called me the minute he was arrested. Sounded really freaked out, man. Oh yeah, mentioned your little performance too. According to him, you really made a nuisance of yourself. And not the kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that. Boy, did he not like you. Trash talk you something fierce. Hey. Can't say I didn't join in the fun though. Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender? Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. And I don't think I ever had that much of gas. Oh, so you come here a lot? Hey, hey, hey! Don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars. Just happen to know someone who is. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at, but this isn't exactly my first time in the clink either. In which case, I'd better ask him what he knows about this room. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime? Huh? Oh, this room. No, dude, what do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. A classroom, a morgue, a recreation room. It says workshop, so I'm thinking it's a classroom. Is it a classroom? What? Like they tied the Bronxster up in here to teach him a lesson? Check out those powers of deduction. Pat on the head for our genius prosecutor. Now, let's see what the answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. So all the options he gave me were wrong. How infantile. The cons come here to perform various duties. They can learn new skills too. Bank some qualifications for when they're back on the street. And I see. And how is access to this room controlled? Who has the key? Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answers. My man over there probably does though, right, compadre? Yes, sir. The workshops aren't locked with physical keys. Their doors are fitted with sensors instead. What kind of sensors? Inmates are issued with special bracelets, sir. When they walk through a workshop door, the sensor checks their bracelet. And if they're not supposed to be in there, ding-a-ling-a-ling, an alarm sounds. If they let it ring for too long, then bzz, they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they try to break or remove the bracelet, bzz, a shock 3 times worse than that. What? That's brutal! I guess they need to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, but that sounds a bit excessive. If they wish to pass through a door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in. You get all that? Have any prisoners used this workshop today? No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had. So no prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today. Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something in here that shouldn't be. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my powers of deduction to solve this mystery. Could this be related to Devin somehow? Okay, he doesn't have an alarm. I mean, he doesn't have a sensor. Or a bracelet, right? Okay, save scum. Well, it says bracelet, duh, so obviously it should be in the wrist, right?
Eureka!
This piece of evidence clearly shows the serial contradiction here. Where am I looking at exactly, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, around... What? Don't tell me it's in the right hand, in the other hand. There's something present at this crime scene that shouldn't be here. They wish to pass through a door. Prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in. None has been here for days. I'd know if they had. So it means
Eureka!
what?
Eureka!
Okay, wait. So, there's something present at this crime scene that shouldn't be here. Is it the glove?
Eureka!
What the hell? Prisoners aren't able to come and go from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would detect their bracelets and the alarm would sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. And yet, here we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So where did the glove come from, sir? I don't know, detective. Not yet anyway. All I know for now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. Okay, I'll take that. You, apart from prisoners and guards, who else has access to this room? No one, sir. This is a prison after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there is. Hold it! Mr. Fender? Come on, don't play with us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do that prisoners and guards aren't the only ones who can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean... But sir, they're... Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You don't have a pair of peepers in that hard head of yours? You didn't see them on the way in? Wandering about in the corridors, chilling with their buds? I bet if you moseyed on out of that door right now, you'd trip over one of them before you'd taken a step. Listen, pal, we've had just about enough of your ballooning. Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you have a very narrow mind. What did you...
Hold it!
Detective. Sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing. Isn't that what they say? Oh, I thought like I saw shoot, what was his name? The guy from Ace Attorney 3, but yeah. He's supposed to be dead anyway. Alright. March 27, 11:06 a.m. Prison corridor. This is no ordinary slammer. Here the humans share their space with some special friends. Oh, some animals. Animals? Yep, furred and feathered fellas of all shapes and sizes. Guard filled me on how it came about. Seems they decided to try a little experiment in animal therapy a few years back. The cons are assigned a critter each, a buddy to help keep their spirits up. Really? How? That sounds like so much fun! Plus, inmates can even earn pet care qualifications if they go through some job training with the animals. Oh, that must be what all the equipment in the workshop is for. You got it. Rooms set up specially for that training stuff. So, when you said somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime, exactamundo, big guy. I was talking about these guys. That just means you're still talking about baloney. What would an animal do with a rubber glove? Good question. All I'm saying that it was possible. The rest is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. If you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. Are you saying these animals can wander freely around the prison? You know those sensors on the doors? They detect the prisoner's bracelet and sound the alarm when somebody goes walkabout? Sorry, just give me a sec. Okay. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open doors right up. They are? Uh-huh. They're implanted just under the skin around their shoulders. Big needle, quick jab, and voila! What? Doesn't it hurt? Nope, don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me. Anyway, now where was I? Alright, so the point is, they're not the baddies here, so there's no reason to punish them. Although there might be a possibility that Knight went with an animal. It's ironic, really. Here in this institution where the humans are caged, the animals are free to roam to their heart's content. Door sensors updated in my organizer. They're not completely free though. They can't leave the prison proper for one thing. No sensor on that big mother of a door out, you see. Ah. Hmm? What's that tinkling sound? Sir? Woof woof. Just look at that thing, and is that a bell around its neck? That explains the sound, I suppose. Woof, 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 woof. Mr. Edgeworth, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to lose to a dog. Not for nothing, sir, but your dog handling skills could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat them, right? Come on now, come to Gummy. Aw, they just ignored Gummy. Sad. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different to the other animals. And it seemed to have a real thing against me, and only me. Alrighty then, you've met the menagerie. What's next? Guess we better interview some witnesses, right, sir? Indeed. We need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. And let's start with that guy. Hey, you there in the cell. Suddenly the hood. Ignored again. Hello, we were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about this morning's incident. Is anyone else a little afraid of this guy? Heh, not a big talker, huh? It's alright, man. I'm on your side here. Let's start with a handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice? Seconds out. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, I get it, man. Not everyone's the hugging type. I'm cool with that. Round 1, 10 reps each. What is this man up to? I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Your name? From the blue corner, it's Rocco D259 Carcerato. Rocco Carcerato. Don't mind if I keep moving, do you, boss? Fighter can't let his heart rate drop, see? Doesn't look like there's any danger of that. Don't you worry. You'll lose too much weight doing all that. Gotta make weight before a fight, boss. Won't even make it to the ring if you don't. Huh, so you're... Wait, I get it. You gotta be a boxer, right? Was, back in the day. But it's good to stay fit and fit. Leastways, that's how I see it. So, is the bear part of your training too? Hehe, looks kinda like an apron. It's so cute. Ain't nothing cute about Teddy. Kid's my partner, see? This year polar bear keeps me on my toes. That's a polar bear? Now he seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you and Teddy at the time of the incident? Come on, boss. I ain't no stoolie. And I don't know nothing know-how. I'll be the judge of that. Please answer the question. You punch drunk or something, boss? I told ya. I don't know zip. So he won't play ball. Guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, the more he protests his ignorance, the more certain I am that he's hiding something. Alright, let's see exactly what you do and don't know, shall we, Mr. Carcerato? Mind chess. Mind chess. Now, let us analyze the state of play. He adopts a boxing stance when he's on high alert. My guess is that things won't go well if I push too hard at such moments. When my opponent is on the offensive, I should remain calm and bide my time. He's bound to reveal an opening eventually, which is when I'll pounce. First, let's see if our friend here knows anything about the incident. I'll start by asking about his movements. And bring this fight to an end before he knows what hit him. Mind chess. Commence. How did you start by telling me what you've done today? You will answer me, Mr. Carcerato. What? You want to shoot at the champ? Is that it? Throwing in the towel already? That's gotta be a record. Fisticuffs is hardly my style, but I'm more than happy to take you on in a game of chess. Incidentally, don't you get tired ducking and diving like that all the time? You think I don't got the stamina, kid? Oh, you just try me. Haven't you noticed yet? You're backed into a corner. Oh, damn it. Got a load of this guy, Teddy. He thinks he got the champ on the back foot. Guess I better knock some sense into him. He tends to adopt a boxing stance when he's rearing for a fight. I should bide my time in such moments and aim to strike when he drops his guard. Okay. Throw in. Wait, I said bide my time. What? You think I don't got the stamina? Okay. So I'll bide my time one more time. I am tired, not today, okay. Not never. Especially not today. Took it real easy this morning. Had me some quiet cell time. Hardly broke a sweat. Really? You look pretty sweaty to me. Give me a break, will ya? I'm done talking, okay? I'm tired. Yeah, real tired. Chat seems active. Consider clipping this moment. Ugh. You may have kept your boxing skills sharp, Mr. Carcerato, but I'm afraid your lying needs quite a bit of work. Tired? Really? I hardly think that's possible. Especially not after you just told me about your quiet cell time this morning. Oof. Gotta be careful here, Teddy. When this guy lands, he lands. He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. I should try asking him about what was happening at the time of the incident, both in and outside his cell. I won't need to use my fists in this next round. Nope. I'll deliver this knockout using carefully chosen words alone. Did you notice anything strange around the time of the incident? What do you mean strange? Hey, get the heck out of the ring if you're not gonna fight. Ah, shit. Haven't you noticed yet? You're... Ah! It's the second. Okay, what was it around like here? Don't play dumb. Answer the question. Tell me what was going on around the time. Wish I could help you, boss. But I was asleep. We both was. I don't have a clue as how to proceed with this line of questioning. I need to reconsider my approach. Chat active, but... Do you remember what you were doing at the time of the incident? I was, catching some Z's. We both was. The incident happened only a short while ago. You seem wide awake, all things considered. Why am I selecting the wrong choices? Fighter's gotta be able to get up quick when he's down, but he needs his beauty sleep too. Builds muscle. Is that so? Then I apologize for waking you. I have read that rest is an important part of any boxer's training regime. You don't say. So Mr. Prosecutor's savvy when it comes to the fight game, huh? Who knew? Interesting. How do you know I'm a prosecutor? I don't remember telling you. You've been eavesdropping, haven't you? You've been listening to every word we said out there in the corridor, which means you weren't asleep, and that you're lying, again. You're good, kid. Got me clean with that one. Alright, I admit it. I wasn't catching no Z's. But what? A gang can't work out in his cell no more without lawyers getting involved? Or is a man taking care of himself a crime now? The fact that we now know he was awake is an important development. Could well prove to be a useful clue. Fuck! Sorry. Curses. Okay, so we're gonna restart this mind chess thing again. Can't give up now, I have to keep pushing. Alright, once more. Yada yada yada. Nice throw! I ran out of time. What the? Shit, it's like, don't play dumb. I could help you, boss, but I was asleep. Time to deploy my clue. You were exercising. Enough if you're bare for your slice. You weren't asleep, you were exercising. You told me as much yourself. Oof, a counter punch shot. Should have seen that one coming. It seems I have you on the ropes, Mr. Carcerato. It's time to come clean about what you know. Alright, you don't gotta shoot about it. Stomping around like you own the place. Teddy and his pals have been scared enough this morning already. Already, you say? You've done well to endure this long, but I fear you'll soon be out for the count. You say the animals have been scared enough already, which implies something happened here earlier. Well, what was it, Mr. Carcerato? Quit it, will ya? I'm getting shellacked here. Fine. Somebody yelled okay, real loud, real scared, got all the little guys scared too. Yeah, laugh it up, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer. Let me see you do the same thing in the ring. Checkmate. Mind chess. Checkmate. I think we've now established that you know more than you're letting on, don't you? Fine, I'll talk. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's not get carried away, Kay. Our work here has only just begun. Hey, can we call a timeout here for a sec, guys? There's something super big I need to say. It's just, well, it's like a fate brought us here today after all these years, Edgeworth. And it's a real privilege watching how you work. Eye-opening stuff, in fact. Just thought you should know I'll be telling you-know-who what you've become. Who-know-who? Keen to get the lowdown, huh? Well, is it Franny? That's enough. This has nothing to do with Kay. Whoa, don't have a cow, man. Don't have a cow, man. Bart Simpson reference. Why so sensitive? Report whatever you wish to whomever you wish. Just do it on somebody else's time. Whatever you say, boss man, but I think he should know at least. You know, how you've been living your life since you signed onto doing things the Von Karma way? After all, you've disappointed him enough for one lifetime already, am I right? What's he talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Nothing that need concern, UK. Our focus should be on Mr. Carcerato. Now, shall we continue? It's time to hear the truth at last. You won't land a glove on me, kid. Testimony. The incident. The rest of the show finished right around 10 a.m. Came back here after, did me some training. Leastways, I tried to, barely got to the count of 2 before somebody screams, "What the? Ah!" Guy was hollering and howling, crying for help. But what can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes it out and I get back to work. I find it curious that you would pay so little heed to a desperate cry for help. Like I say, boss, what can I do? Besides, this is the joint. Don't nobody thank nobody for getting involved in what ain't none of their concern. Wow, that was a mouthful. I hear you, brother. Best you could do is rubberneck from in there anyway, am I right? You mentioned training, Mr. Carcerato. I can't help but notice how well equipped your cell is. There's a guy, the Fixer, they call him. What's a Fixer? Fellow who can get his hands on just about anything you need for a price. No way! Perhaps, Mr. Carcerato, what you ought to ask for is a beginner's guide to giving a better testimony. Because I can promise you that you'll be down for the count in 1. Alright, wait. Chess set. You put me down? Try it, you bum. And what am I, chopped liver? There was a show finished right around 10 a.m. What kind of show was it exactly? Depends on the day. They bring him in from outside, see? Singers, dancers, all kinds. Gives us cons a little something to look forward to. Nice, that sounds like fun. And you went along to see today's show? Sure did. Can't miss a chance to get a glimpse of the outside world now, can I? Then it was over. Did me some training. What did this training involve? Let's see now. Today was stamina and rhythm work. Which means jump rope. What? In that tiny cell? How? What about Teddy? Isn't that dangerous for him? Kids know, dummy. So I'm gonna get my rope out to jump up and hold on tight. You jump rope with a polar bear clinging to your chest? Told you, didn't I? We're partners. And besides, little extra weight's good for me. Anyway, started jumping rope.
Hold it!
Tell us more about the scream you heard. It was the scream of a guy about to scream his last. And I should know. Whoa there, good buddy. There's a time and a place, you know. So it was clearly audible. Guy backed into a corner, fighting for his life. You ever hear something like that, boss? Well, I have, and yeah, it was clearly audible.
Hold it!
And that's all you heard? There was nothing else? Nope, nothing much anyhow. So there was something. What else did the victim say? You have to tell me. Oh, I do, huh? Why don't you come on over here and I'll see if I can make you squeal like you did. Whoa, 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 whoa. Forgive the kid here. Doesn't know when to quit. Come on, Miles. Apologize to the good man. This is clearly important, and yet he insists on remaining infuriatingly vague. Look, friend, how about you let this slide? Please, for me. So yeah, I heard a voice. What can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes out and get back.
Hold it!
Alright, I think this is the statement. You're able to concentrate on your training even after hearing all that screaming? Look, if he was on the outside, maybe things would have been different. Maybe I'd have seen what I could do. But this ain't the outside. I can't go no place even if I want to. And you didn't think to slip out from your cell to go sneak a peek? I don't think anybody else would have thought of doing that except UK. If only this wasn't a prison, Mr. Knight might have lived. I somehow doubt it. Frankly speaking, there was no saving him. What? But if somebody could have just gotten to him in time... Mr. Carcerato is clearly lying. What I don't understand is why. Let's see what I can uncover by pointing out the contradiction in his testimony. Okay, I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's the door sensors.
Objection!
Damn it. Better.
Objection!
Damn it.
Objection!
Shit. Save scum. Okay, what evidences do I have?
Hold it!
Okay.
Hold it!
Okay, did some training.
Hold it!
Okay, I think this is the statement.
Objection!
Are you listening carefully, Mr. Carcherato? Huh? You trying to be cute or something? The victim died from a wound to the throat, and very quickly at that. He had neither the time nor the ability to scream as you claim he did. You say you heard the victim's cries, and yet that would have been impossible. But there must have been a scream. He said there was. He said there was? Quit looking so smug, will ya? Fine, I admit it. I didn't hear nothing, alright. But the guy in the next cell did. He told me so. The next cell? You mean... what do you want? I heard a scream. What of it? We came back from the show and they put us in our cells, same as always. Then just like I told this guy, I heard it. A scream. A real scary one. Scary? How exactly? Didn't tell him this part, I guess, but it was kinda like... Eek! Someone, anyone, come quickly, he's... Something like that. Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed. It sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. Ah, that explains it. So Mr. Carcherato was telling the truth, more or less. Is that really the case though? Or are there really no problems now with his testimony? Mr. Carcherato's testimony doesn't appear to have any further issues. Are you sure about that? Yes, then riddle me this. If Carcherato's neighbor heard the scream, then how come Carcherato himself didn't hear it too? Bit of conundrum. I should have thought of that. Mr. Edgeworth, I thought we cleared all that up already. Is that really the case though? I'm afraid a new problem has reared its head, namely, why didn't you hear the scream yourself, Mr. Carcherato? Yeah, what gives, pal? How come you didn't hear anything when your neighbor heard it clear as day? Rah. Eek! What do you think I did the crime or something, huh? From inside this here cell. Guy died over in the workshop in case you forgot. Well, yeah, it does seem a little weird now that you mention it. Oh my god, it's Polly. There's a parrot in like the left cell. He's right, neither of us could have done it. Because let me tell ya, if I could get out of his here cage and murder somebody, you'd all be toast. Eek! Ain't that the truth? You bums ain't leaving this place in one piece if any of us can help it. I almost forgot that these men are hardened criminals. Well, I won't be doing that again anytime soon. I'm guessing this wasn't how you saw this going, Edgeworth. What's my next move here? I won't get much more out of them in this state.
Overruled!
Overruled? Who's there? Oh, hello. Hello. Order in the court. Who died and made you the boss of me, huh? Can't you see we're kind of busy here? Hush now. Silence is golden. Verity Gavel. Your hand, if you please. By the power vested in me, I hereby sentence you to blissful silence. Praise be, a simple life awaits you. No money, no possessions. May the goddess of justice watch over you now and always. Guard, if you would. Looks like you'll be spending the night in solitary, buddy. What? Come on, please, boss. Any place but there. There's no need to be afraid, my child. If anything, you should rejoice. This is a blessing, a chance to redeem yourself, to be reborn. No! O Goddess of Justice, bless your child and keep him in your care. O Holy One, we give thanks in your name. This is like giving me Ace Attorney 6 vibes. And you are? Justin Courtney, I forgot. Verity Gavel, yeah. Okay, to be fair, her name was spoiled in like the previews. But in the fan translation, her name was Justin Courtney. But her name here is Verity Gavel. Gavel. The E is like A. Anyway, Verity Gavel. I'll just call her Gavel. It is my honor to bear the title of judge and to work at the pleasure of the law. And what is a judge doing in a place like this? Since you ask, Mr. Edgeworth, I have been sent here to find you. I come bearing a message from the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. It is my sacred duty to deliver it. The Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence? What the heck is that? It is first and foremost a name that should not be taken in vain, my child. For it is a sacred phrase from the Goddess of Justice herself. Why don't I feel you in, kiddo? The committee is a panel of 11 people whose job is to keep our beloved prosecutors honest. Really. In other words, they make sure people like Edgeworth here don't cross the professional line. The panel is comprised of people from both the legal and political professions, a panel of which you are a member, I assume. I am. Allow me to thank you on the committee's behalf for your service. Thanks for coming to see us like this. Speaking for myself, it's a real honor to meet you. It's always great to hang with a judicial compadre. Come on, bring it in and chillax. We're all friends here. Okay, this guy's creepy.
Overruled.
Need I remind you that the committee has a long-standing relationship with the Bar Association? Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to lighten the mood, okay? So, your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them. Precisely, my child. Praise be to the Goddess of Justice for bestowing her gift of insight onto you. The committee has the power to remove problematic prosecutors from cases. And, should a prosecutor truly unworthy of the title be brought to our attention, we are vested with the power to confiscate that prosecutor's badge. Badge 2. And what does the committee for prosecutory, whatever you said, want with Mr. Edgeworth? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Objection!
Objection. Pitiful, you really don't know, do you? What an ignoramus. And who are you, pal? Winner, Eustace Winner, Prosecutor Extraordinaire, Sebastian the Best. Though you might know me as just the Winner, a name they call me down at the prosecutor's office. With great affection, I might add. I have never heard of you. And how about Detective Flatfoot over here? Nope. Name means nothing to me. Well, it is to be expected of an ignoramus, I suppose. Ignorance is sweet, as they say. So I'm sure most things mean sweet nothings to you. Ignorance is bliss, Winner, and I don't think sweet nothings means what you think it means. It is entirely natural that you aren't yet acquainted. Eustace only joined us last month. So he's nothing but a rookie? I'm not just any rookie, I'm a winning rookie. Which he will prove himself to be in due time. Now let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. What do you mean? What mess? I fear I know exactly what he means. The committee sending an envoy with a new prosecutor in tow. I suppose I know what you're getting at, Winner. But I'm going to need a few more details. Would you mind explaining, Judge Gavel? Very well. By the power vested in me by the Goddess of Justice, I hereby declare that in the matter of the incident at the presidential address and the murder of Mr. Bronco Knight, the committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. Wow, suddenly... What? Mr. Edgeworth is off the case just like that? Judge Gavel, I believe I asked for an explanation. No explanation is required. The guilty verdict is in. The goddess has spoken, and her judgment is final.
Objection!
Objection! And what exactly have I done to warrant being taken off the case? Come now, Mr. Edgeworth. Claiming ignorance of your crimes will not serve to lessen your guilt. You boarded the presidential plane, violating the principle of extraterritoriality. And while there, you performed an unsanctioned investigation and subjected a visiting foreign leader to questioning. Okay, he was sent by the chief prosecutor. You were one wrong move away from causing a major international incident. Holy crap! That extended. You vastly overstepped the authority of your office. To call in an abuse of power would be no understatement.
Objection!
I don't deny that I may have pushed the boundaries where certain rules were concerned. But there is also no denying that certain risks must be taken if one is to arrive at the truth. I refuse to concede that my actions were inappropriate. Then what you're saying is that the ends justify the means? That rules can be freely ignored? That is a very dangerous way of thinking. The law is absolute. It is not to be bent to your whims. Forgive me, but not all of us believe as you do. Is that so? How unfortunate. Still, it changes nothing. When a trial ends, the hammer falls. Be you defendant or attorney, even if the verdict seems irrational, nothing more can be done. Nothing, that is, but to give thanks for the Goddess of Justice's divine grace. Unless you wish to appeal, to do so would be to risk your badge, of course. So they mean to take my badge if I don't play along. Whoa! Tough break, Edgeworth. I see you've accepted your fate. Good. Guards, if you would be so kind as to escort him out. Objection! No, stop! What are you doing, detective? I'm in charge here now, so you'll do as I say and move out of the way. What? You're not the boss of me. Eek! Unluckily for you, Flatfoot, that's exactly what I am. They're holding all the cards here. I don't stand a chance. Detective Gumshoe, do as Mr. Winner says. But sir... Judge Gavel? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? The committee's decision is beyond irrational, so yes, I do plan to appeal. You haven't heard the last of this. Duly noted. Until we meet again then. Okay, suddenly like the prisoners are not in their cells and... Okay, wait. I do understand that Carcerato was taken to solitary, but the right prisoner should have still been in the cell, and Polly should have still been in the left cell. Let's go, Kay. We're leaving. Right. Oh, and remember, you know who will be getting a full report on all of this. To be continued. Middle? Oh my god. Oh, his office is clean again. Alright. March 28th, 9:45 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I still can't believe what happened yesterday. It was terrible, the way those two treated you. No, let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. The committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. Judge Gavel and Mr. Winner certainly didn't mince their words, but that's not what concerns me right now. I'm more worried about the committee's reasons for doing what they did and what they might do next. I suspect it won't be good. Earth to Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me? Yes, of course. So this is it? You're giving up on the Bronco Knight case? No, I have no intention of doing any such thing. To walk away from the case would be to tacitly accept the committee's decision. The only problem is that I don't have the authority to continue investigating. Yes, what is it, Detective? Got some bad news, sir. We're down at the precinct S. They just arrested somebody for Knight's murder. What? Do you know who it is? No, but I heard they're being held in the detention center. Maybe you could go talk to whoever it is. Good idea. Let's get down there, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, District Court Judge and member of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Used to 17? He's younger than Franny. Even without the authority to investigate, surely I can still pay a suspect an innocent visit. Alright, we're on our way. Me too, I'll see you there, sir. But won't you be missed, Detective? Nah, everyone's busy in the prison going over the crime scene anyway. Good, then we'll see you shortly. Yes, sir. Come on, Gay, let's go. You got it. March 28, 10:23 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Still no sign of them, huh? Indeed. Wait, this is just like last time. Please don't tempt fate like that. No, I can't. I just can't. Sure you can. I told you it's just a pair of visitors. Sounds like someone really doesn't want to see us. No, 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 no. Just talk with them, please. But one of them's a prosecutor, right? Aren't they all super scary? All they do is stare at you right into your soul. Ah, you must be the suspect in the... Eek! See? I told you. Who is this guy? Okay, why is this man so flustered? Probably because you're being you. But I guess that's just how you are. Thanks for clearing up absolutely nothing. Hey, Mr. Suspect, you doing okay in there? We just want to have a little chat with you. No biggie, right? Who are you? I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick. It's just a part-time gig I'm doing while I take a break from my real job, though. Funny, I don't recall ever employing you. And that's Mr. Edgeworth. He is a prosecutor, but he's not going to stare a hole into your soul or anything. Oh, please. Really? Really, really? Really? Eek! Anyway, can you first please tell us your name? It's Saint. Simeon Saint. Well, nice to meet you, Simeon. You can call me Kay. Everyone else does. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. I would like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Please, Simeon. We're trying to help you, I promise. Really? Thanks to Kay, it sounds like we might finally get some answers, at least. Perhaps you could start by telling us a little about yourself. Who, me? But why would anyone want to know anything about me? I'm boring. I'm nothing. I'm a nobody. This is me. I'm boring. I'm nothing. I'm a nobody. Do you have a job? Oh, well, it's hardly worth mentioning, really. I'm your average corporate pencil pusher, just like everyone else. Honest. This is going to take a while. About you and Mr. Knight. And just when I thought we were making progress... So Simeon, do you know Mr. Knight? Come on, you can tell me. Bronco, yeah, I knew him. We were friends. Interesting. I wonder if he knew that Knight had been arrested. And did you know Mr. Knight had been arrested? Yeah, I even came to visit him. He came to see Knight? I wonder when that would have been. And when was that? It was the day before yesterday, around lunchtime. I came as soon as I got the call from the cops. The police called him? Why? How come the police called you? They said Bronco asked him that he needed a favor. A favor? Uh-huh. He wanted me to bring him his chess set, the pocket-sized one. So I went by his place and then I came here. A chess set? A chess set? Is it just me or is she getting better at stealing my thoughts? You do know everything you think is written all over your face, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I'm not a mind reader, just an expression reader. Amazing, right? Don't you just love having a sidekick as helpful as me? And have you read what my next move is going to be? I sure have. There's something you want to show Simeon. Indeed. Let's present it to him and see what he has to say about it. Yeah, I guess we'll present the badge. What? No, I can't. I couldn't. There's no way I could be a prosecutor. Ever. Take that thing away from me. I wasn't going to give it to you anyway. So what? You're going to arrest me? Take me to court? No objection? I knew it. Overruled, Mr. Saint. Now please, calm yourself. Okay, fine. Let's present the chess set. So, this chess set. Oh, that's the one I brought for Bronco. Well, that settles that at least. We found it next to Mr. Knight. You always had to have a chessboard somewhere nearby. I'm not surprised he had it with him when he... Simeon, you and Mr. Knight, you were very close, weren't you? Yeah, we were best friends. At least I thought we were. But I guess I was wrong about that. What do you mean? If I knew him so well, why was it such a shock for me to find out that he had killed someone? It's not easy discovering that someone you're close to has committed a terrible crime. It's a very bitter pill to swallow indeed. How could it all end like this? I could never have imagined something so awful. Pitiful. Something's not right here, Mr. Edgeworth. There's just no way Simeon murdered Mr. Knight. Yes, he certainly doesn't seem to have an obvious motive. Then again, he wouldn't have been arrested for no reason either. I wonder what grounds they had for doing so. Why were you arrested, Mr. Saint? I just don't get it. Why won't he talk to me? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Don't you have a warrant? You should have had a warrant, right? Whoa, he answered you, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess he's not scared of you anymore. Thank goodness for small miracles. The cops burst into my house this morning out of nowhere. And before I knew it, I was here. These policemen, was there a prosecutor with them? Yes. Some kid named The Winner or something. Rookie, I thought as much. So, did they interrogate you yet? What? I'm going to be interrogated by the cops? Well, yeah, I mean, you've been arrested. You're a suspect now. No. Won't the detectives shout at me and threaten me and... Oh! There are always these hulking guys, right? Who get in your face and force you to... Detective Dick Gumshoe, reporting for duty. Eek! See? I told you. Please don't hurt me. Please don't crush me with all those huge arms. No, please, I'm calling the cops. What's up with this guy, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, nothing, detective. You're just being you. I guess it's just how you are. I don't get it, sir. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, Simeon is clearly innocent. So there's gotta be something we can do for him, isn't there? Mr. Saint, you're Mr. Knight's friend, and 2 days ago you came to visit him. You had nothing at all to do with his murder, is my understanding correct? Yes, I didn't kill anybody. Very well, then I will choose to believe you, and I will do all that I can to assist. Huh? But why would you help a nobody like me? Let's just say that I may not be doing it solely for your sake. I have something of a personal interest in this case. That's right, it's payback time. We'll show those two whose investigation reigns supreme. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Unfortunately, I still lack the authority to conduct said investigation. As such, my resources are rather limited, and I'll need to lean heavily on the ones I do have at hand. Which means you, Mr. Saint. Your information will be invaluable going forward. In other words, let's see if we can't help one another out, shall we? If we can or can't. Ooh, I just thought of something. Why don't you just borrow an attorney's badge? Then you could represent our pal here. Now it's not the time for jokes, Gum. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor. He couldn't defend anyone if his life depended on it. Oh, but he did. But I wasn't kidding. I just thought helping suspects, that's what a defense attorney does, you know. Sure, but he can do that too. The only thing that matters is that we find the real culprit in the end. So come on, let's get to work. Yes, ma'am. I'm sure you know already, but just to be clear, if our investigation ultimately proves you to be the culprit, we'll have no choice but to treat you like any other suspect. Eek! But you needn't worry. I believe you, or at least I have decided to try. For now. Eek! Just hold tight and try to believe in us in return, if nothing else. It might help you to feel a little less alone. Now if you'll excuse me. Detention center. Alright. Corridor. Alright, I will take a quick break because I need to go to the bathroom. So I will BRB and we continue this after a while. So I will save here just in case. Vendor's new assistants. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Alright, I will BRB. Okay, so...
that's not the
First baby
walls.
RB scene in...
You son of a...
Let's try. Okay, what now? It's 1-1, but there's no floor. YOLO! Oh my god, that's so simple, simply stupid, but it's so funny. This is the flagpole.
Called it.
Oh my god, there are still bills. Ah. Oh, and we have the lack party now. That was fake. Oh my god, that is so good. This is a something. This is definitely a something.
Dash backseats with. While you're watching this enthralling display of excellence, why not subscribe to youtube.com/@psycho103 for more of this exciting content on demand. It's 5-star entertainment guaranteed, and a hell of a good time, with videos edited by yours truly, Dash Gamar. One of the best decisions you will make today, so go on, subscribe today. That's youtube.com/@psycho103. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe.
Thank you for the backseat, Dad. Welcome, it's the Japanese flag. Woo! I found a soft lock, Yuto. There's a soft lock. And we back. Alright. Okay, Fender's new assistants. Nice new chapter. Thanks for spoiling me save slot. Yo, thanks, Coburn. Alright, so we talked a good game in there. But we can't even get back inside the main prison to see the scene of the crime. Maybe defending the guy in court is our best bet after all. Gummy can't defend for his life, remember? Well, who do we have here? Okay. If it isn't Edgeworth and the gang, what are your cats doing here? Listen, pal. If you come to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, I'll... Hey, easy there, Detective Flatfoot Sholmes. Is that like a foreshadowing for Great Ace Attorney? I'm here to work. Work? What, you're here to defend somebody? Whoa, the K-Meister nails it in one. Aren't you just the uber intelligents? Uber intelligentes. I don't know. Intelligentis, one of the bunch. Uber intelligentis? That's not how you use either of those words, Fender. Some may say I'm an easygoing old rogue about town, but I'm actually not a half-bad attorney. Which is why I've been summoned to the old jail Rooney for a meeting with a new client. The suspect is one Simone Sainsbury. You mean Simeon Saint? Wow, that's freaky. You know more about my job than I do. Wait, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fender's a defense attorney. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I fear it might be. In fact, it could be our only option. Not so long ago, I found myself embroiled in another case that wasn't mine. I managed to worm my way into the crime scene by agreeing to be a certain someone's subordinate. I don't know B1, but what about it, B2? Bananas in pajamas. Yeah, I know that. It was actually dubbed here, and holy crap, The Tagalog translation was super cheesy. Yep. Yeah, I know Bananas in Pajamas. Yep. The old, like, very big mascots thing. Not the animated ones. All right, not an experience I ever wanted to repeat, but if you may have a little choice. Fender. ABC used to promote the shit out of it. Wasn't there like a recent animated series for that? Anyway. Before you say another word, I just gotta point out the fine print. Eddie Fender doesn't take on associates. Say it ain't so. I hear protesting, but pompous prosecutors are a no-go. Especially those of the Von Karma variety. I should have known he wouldn't forgive me that easily. I understand why you wouldn't want to work with someone like me. What's more, I understand how you feel about all things Von Karma. There were the real one pre-2000s, and I guess the anime-related one was an adaptation. Alright, because I remember like the live-action mascot ones were from the mid-90s. But please, believe me when I say, I'm not the man I was back then. I'm no longer under my old mentor spell. You better believe it, pal. Mr. Edgeworth's a changed man. Sure, he used to be the demon prosecutor, but he's not like that anymore. I do have feelings, detective. Gummy's right. Mr. Edgeworth's one of the good guys now. He's not just a prosecutor, he's a hero. He got me off the hook just last month. You don't say. Well, that escalated quickly. But he was. There's no other word for it. He was heroic. Great thiefly, even. Please, Fender, don't you think there's something odd about the way the committee stepped in yesterday? There's more to this case than meets the eye. I'm certain of it. I just can't walk away from this. I can't. Please, allow me to help you with this investigation. Sheesh. A bow from the great Miles Edgeworth. Never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. So enlighten me, if you will. What made the leopard change his spots? Well, I suppose I would have to say, the courtroom itself. I have experienced so many things and met so many people there within its four walls. Including some old friends who show me a better way to be. How could that not change a person? Phoenix Wright reference. Hehe. Well, I'll be. The old you would never have bared his soul like that. That was beautiful. You might even surprise you know who, and you know how much that takes. Tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start again with a clean slate. So, this is me. Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices, Senior Partner Eddie Fender, what the hell? Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices, Eddie Fender, Senior Partner? Edgeworth? That's right, Mr. Fender here began his legal career as an assistant to my late father, Gregory Edgeworth. What? Your dad was a defense attorney? So the you-know-who Mr. Fender keeps talking about is... The clever K-Meister nails it in one yet again. That's right, I was talking about this old man, but Gregory's dead. Guess you all noticed I kept his name over the door, so to speak. Least I could do for old Gregory, really. Listen, Edgeworth, Miles. I'm going to level with you here. I don't trust you. Not fully anyway. Okay, wait. How old is Fender? He's 36. Miles would be around 27 at this time. Right? So... Okay, Miles is around 27 at this time. Miles' father died when he was 10 or 11, so that would have been 12, 15 years ago, 16. So Fender would have been 20 when Okay, alright. Timeline makes sense. I can't just forget about all those years you spent licking Von Karma's boots, you know. Anyone can say they've changed, I'm going to need you to prove it. And besides, you know it's what Gregory would have wanted. Very well, I accept. Okay, then that's enough hardball for one day. Let's move on to the fun stuff. I hereby appoint you Interim Associate of Edgeworth & Co. Congrats, man. I will try not to let you down. Well, doesn't this bring a tear to the eye? Prodigal son coming on board at his late father's firm. Permission to come on board too. Please, Mr. Fender. You don't even have to ask, kiddo. Welcome to the crew. Woohoo! Thanks, Captain. Alright, I guess it's time to go to work, so where to begin? Any bright ideas, Miles? Where were we when we were so rudely interrupted? The crime scene. Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. I believe we need to speak with the person who found the body. Just what I was thinking, eager associate, we do indeed. Still just type to smile and nod, I see. That will certainly make my life easier. Boss. Now that's decided, let's get going. What about me? I'm a detective, I can't just hop on board as an attorney's assistant like you guys. He has a point, I can't leave him adrift all on his own, now can I? Detective Gumshoe, I have a special assignment for you. You are to continue investigating the case under Mr. Winner. And if you happen to discover anything that seems useful, you are to notify me immediately. You are in a uniquely powerful position, detective. And I'm going to need all the info you can pass our way. You can count on me, sir. I'm a real pro when it comes to letting things slip to the defense. Oh, Gumshoe. Trust me, I know, but just this once, those loose lips of yours might be what saves our ship. Throw the wide prison gates, good sirs, because here we come. The parrot is still there. Oh my god. Did they really like jail Polly? So, any idea how we track down whoever found the Bronxter's body, Miles? I think our best bet would be to simply ask around. Oh, don't you dare. Oh, hello. Who is this? Excuse me? Oh my, just look at you. Are you talking to me? Just fabulously chic, darling. Fabulously. Facial hair is so very au courant, don't you think? Enchanté, mademoiselle, and much obliged. Defense Attorney Eddie Fender at your service. Let's get things off on the right foot, shall we? A little embrace her, perhaps. Oh ho 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 ho. I like the sound of that. Wow. Okay. Right on the kisser. Well, how else does one greet a new friend? A little smooch is entirely de rigueur, don't you think? Wow, talk about stealing a kiss. Indeed, an act so shameless, it puts even great thieves to shame. It's that cat sitting very comfortable around a campfire with its friends. Yeah, this is a cat. Physical contact is so very important as a form of expression for a little family. Everyone in this lovely home will tell you as much. Hey, if everyone else is hip to that, I can be hip to that too, sure. Fifi Lagarde, by the way, warden of this charming abode. You may call me Fifi, of course. So she's the warden of the entire detention center and prison facility, is she? A pleasure to meet you, Miss Lagarde. Miles Edgeworth. I'm a associate with Mr. Fender's practice. I hope you don't mind me asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday? Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day after all. Important in what way exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps? A meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No. Yesterday, the circus came to visit. Max Galactica? Oh my god, it's like Turnabout Big Top music. It was a simply spectacular event featuring some terrifically talented animals. Anyone who had to be there. If you were here at home, you were watching the show with me. The performer set up a special stage in the yard just for us. We are one very lucky family, n'est-ce pas? So she was at this circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning. Mr. Carcerato mentioned a show yesterday as well. We must have been talking about the same thing. What time did this show take place? From around 8 until 10 maybe? Yes, something like that. Meaning it finished right around when the body was discovered. And by dint of having attended the show, she has a reasonably solid alibi. Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, darlings, but I really must dash. Feel free to explore our home. Mi casa, su casa, and all that. Ciao for now. Wow, from French to Spanish. Or was that Italian? I'm sorry. It's Italian. I'm sorry. Well, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? The person who found the body screamed, and that scream was heard by one inmate that we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question this inmate and see where his information will take us next. We can't talk to the freaking parrot. Unfair! We want to talk to Polly. Come on. They even have ponies. This one's only big enough to carry a small child. Isn't this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo. Except it's the humans, not the animals who live in captivity here. No one would mind if I took one home with me, would they? If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not. There's no one in here. They took him to solitary, remember? I wonder when he'll be back. It may be a while. I got the feeling he was in pretty serious trouble. Poor guy, did you see the tears in his eyes? He really didn't want to go. Yes, the way they had to literally drag him away was certainly unusual for a simple timeout. I shudder to think what kind of punishment he's facing right now. Right on the kisser. She seems to have given you quite a shock. And why is that? I thought you were a man of the world. Yeah, well, I'm all for saying hi with a hug, but going straight for the kiss? Cool your boots, am I right? Woo me a little before puckering up, that's all I ask. Wow, I never would have pegged you as the shy type. That's not the issue here, I think, Kay. Listen, Miles, I've been meaning to ask. Does that frown of yours turn upside down? An assistant with a permanent scowl on his face is bad for business, you know. I don't see any reason why an associate attorney needs to smile. And that's how I know you've never worked in a private practice. It's all about building trust, man. You've got to create rapport with your clients. A smile here, a wink there, a hug to break the ice, and a card to show you're legit. Otherwise, they'll never open up. Okay, does he have a card? Doesn't have a card. Yes, well, to each their own, Fender. I'll give it to you straight. Running the biz was tough going at first. I mean, Gregory Edgeworth, man, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. I see. And what kind of cases does the firm take on? Might be better asking what we don't. We do murders, parking fines, the whole 9 yards. Our basic principle is this. Everyone deserves a defense. So you've never refused a request. Well, let's just say I have certain preferences in the clients I work with. But didn't you just say that everyone deserves a defense? I'm just messing with you, little sis. Of course we treat all our clients the same. I mean, Gregory's name is still above the door. I've got to live up to his ideals, you know. That means always doing my best for everyone. Edgeworth & Co., the firm my father built, huh? Okay, before we talk to the prisoner, let's check the rest of the animals. It's a mini pig, I believe, though not for eating, I hope. Isn't this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo. Okay. That's all the same. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it's a monkey mountain. That's something I expected to see in a prison, I must say. Doesn't it look like fun? Not in the least. And while we're on the subject, you are not, under any circumstances, to climb that structure. Do I make myself clear? But I have to show that monkey who's boss. Please, Kay. You really don't. I can see the crime scene through the window in this door. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just shove your whole face in front of a window like that. You have to do it more sneaky-like. Steal a few good looks while keeping a lookout for your enemies. I'm not a criminal, Kay, so why should I have to behave like one? Yeesh, she's trying to teach you my special sneak peek technique. Well, I have no need for any such technique, thank you very much. This bench has seen better days. It's covered in rust. Yeah, only cats would dare take a nap on there. Maybe Gummy. I fear you may be right. This is the door to one of the workshops. Why do they have workshops in the prison anyway? They're for people to train in for when they return to life in the outside world. But a dead body was found in one of them, right? So then, it's not really doing a good job of helping anyone return to life, is it? I suppose that's another reason why we should aim to clear up this mystery as soon as possible. Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you. Oh, who's a good girl? You are. You're just perfect. She really is. She's beautiful. Ahem. Meow. He's finally noticed me, I think. Just wondering. What's her name? It's Waggy, ma'am. She's my little fur friend. Yes, right. And you were then. It's a basin for drinking from. Looks like a little hard to reach. You need to come up with a more user-friendly design. Or perhaps it's for the animals? Did you ever think of that, Kay? This looks like the way to the prison yard. Sadly, the shutter is locked tight. Freedom awaits on just the other side. A stoic look and key twixt mine eyes and nose on the outdoor breeze. Such a cruel fate it is, indeed. The more I think on it, the more it eats at me. And whose thoughts are you attempting to channel exactly with that soliloquy? Why is there a rabbit chest? I nearly tripped over it. Okay, that's the same. I wonder where this door leads. I don't know about you, but I'm getting some real strong vibes coming from there. Maybe that's where they keep the super duper dangerous prisoners. That's certainly a real possibility. In which case, we'd better turn back while we still can. Wait, I was only kidding, you know? Alright, fine, let's talk to this prisoner now. About the person who found the body, do you happen to know where he is right now? Should be in one of the workshops, I guess. Usually it's at this hour. And it seems the workshops are our next part of call. Okay. Alright. Hello? Anybody in there? Nice try, kiddo, but this isn't a bathroom stall. Yo, you there. Could you help us out here, my good man? Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Is somebody using this workshop right now? Yes, sir. One of the prisoners is in there. Just confirmed it myself during the noontime roll call. We'd like to speak to this prisoner, if that's alright. Sure. I'll go fetch him right now. Won't take a sec. This one's all yours, mousy boy. What? Why? Let's just say I'd rather not roll the dice on someone I don't know yet, yeah? Huh? And I thought all adults were all supposed to be strong and brave. Well, you're not looking so brave yourself right now, so let's call it even. Here they come. Shit, this is Frank Sawit. Hello, yes, hello. I hear you wish to speak with me. Holy shit, this is like the perpetrator from 1-1, Ace Attorney 1-1. Not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a public prosecutor. A prosecutor, you say? Eddie Fender, attorney at law. What happened to being scared to handle this? Listen, sorry about my pal here. He gets the weirdest ideas. Prosecutor indeed, that'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Jeez, Miles, get a grip, will ya? He's right. Mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney's assistant for the time being. That explains it. I did think he'd look a little different from the prosecutor I spoke with yesterday. So he's already spoken to Winner. Would you mind answering a few questions? No, of course not. I'd be delighted. The name's Sawhead. Frank Sawhead. The witness is all yours, my young associate. Sure, have the intern do everything. Why not? Mr. Sawhead, you are no doubt aware that the murder took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where you were at the time the body was found? Yes, I was in that workshop there, working as one might expect. What kind of work were you doing? Well, I'm actually retraining at the moment. I'm hoping to become a stylist, you see. A pet stylist, that is. Yes, I've been studying hard and practicing every moment I can. An unusual field of study benefiting an unusual person, I suppose. And that is, I certainly didn't see anything. Interesting. I've barely asked him anything at all and he's already sweating bullets. So, yes. I'm afraid I won't be able to help you. Sorry.
Hold it!
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Sawit. For this interview has only just begun. I mean, even if you were to ask me, you know something, don't you? It's that he's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder if I am to get any answers. Mind chess. The first step is to analyze the situation. Let's take a look at our opponent. 3 pieces. Holy crap. I didn't see anything. I really can't help you, I'm afraid. Something tells me he'd be a good poker player. It's hard to tell much at all from his face. And I don't think he'll be giving me much in the way of physical clues either. I'll have to rely solely on his words instead. That's the only way I'll know what's going on underneath. Alright, time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has to tell. Mind chess commence. Tell me, what's your connection to this incident? Which incident? The murder? Oh, well, it has nothing to do at all with me. Nothing. Really? I wouldn't dream of getting involved in anything as ghastly as that. Well, you see, how can I put this? Well, I like to think of myself as an upstanding citizen. A good person, if you will. Forgive me, Mr. Sawhead, but under normal circumstances, good people do not tend to end up in prison. So you do well tell me what you know about the incident. How many times do I have to tell you people? I mean, I don't know anything, I swear. Sorry, I don't know what more to say, but I can't help you. My apologies, Mr. Sawit. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe that you know nothing at all. Oh well, yes. I suppose I can see how it might seem unlikely, but it's true. If you're looking for the person who found the body, you'll have to look elsewhere. The person who found the body, I say. Why do you think I'm looking for the person who found the body? I certainly never mentioned any such thing to you. Is it because you do know something you're not telling me after all? No, I just sense that's who you might be looking for, that's all. I'm simply a pet stylist in training. I don't know anything, truly. There's no doubt about it now, this man is hiding something big. In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long. It's time to smash that mask of his and see what lurks behind that phony smile. Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide, right? Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. I don't have a clue as to how to push the conversation forward. I'll have to try another tap. If the incident, so much happened. I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Sawit, in detail. I told you, I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday, training. Specifically, I was giving the animals a trip. You didn't notice any commotion at the time of the incident? I would imagine things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here. Well, commotion, you say? No, not really. Maybe I heard someone, but... You heard someone? Was this someone screaming? Perchance. I know you tried to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert that you know nothing about the incident, Mr. Solid. But I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it. Gah! No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember. The fact that you heard the scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. I would do well to bear it in mind. Okay, so this is the same. How are things in the prison? You said you heard a scream. You don't remember? Please, you literally just confirmed that you heard a scream. Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember. If your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. But I know you're lying, Mr. Solid. How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying. Surely you've noticed, Mr. Solid. Ah, damn it. So let's bide my time for that one. Said you heard a scream, alright. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with the animals and I get into the zone, they're all I see. You might understand you have something of a talent for animal grooming then. Well, my sister technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good at calming them down when they get scared. Scared? And when exactly do they get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often. Well, that's... No, thankfully it doesn't. Anif, please speak in proper English. A loud scream wouldn't certainly frighten the animals, wouldn't it? Why are you going to such lengths to deny having heard the scream? What is it you're hiding, Mr. Sawit? Tell me. I can assure you, I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit I did really hear somebody scream, but I'm not hiding anything, I promise. The mask is finally beginning to crack. Now to shatter it completely by asking about the scream itself in more detail. I'm afraid you're about to learn a painful lesson, Mr. Sawit. That hiding things from me never ends well for my opponent. When did you hear the scream? Oh wait, now I remember. I forgot about the show. They put on a show for us prisoners around the time of the incident, you see. Yes, performing animals if I remember rightly. That's where I was in the morning. So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show. You do realize that goes completely against everything you've told me so far. What are you gonna do about it, huh? That my memory is patchy, as they say? The animal show really had to be seen to believe. To be seen to be believed. It did it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale? Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you? Gah! Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. It's clear Mr. Sawit wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue. Who did you hear screaming? Wait, I just realized I made a mistake. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard. Yo, Fast the Master! What is up? Welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. I really do appreciate it. Wolfgang Money, welcome on in. How are you doing? Yo, thanks for the shout out. Folks, please check out Fast the Master, awesome person. You were playing Resident Evil 4. How was it? Fast the Master also just recently completed Brothership. So yeah, do check him out. Anyway, Raiders, thank you. Look at this pro investigator. Yo, Fast the Master. You're really liking it so far. Nice. Anyway, those coming in from Fast the Master's raid, thank you very much. Really do appreciate everyone sticking around. If you don't know me, I'm Psycho. I'm a streamer from the Philippines. I do variety, but I do play Mario games from time to time, like Mario Maker and SMW Romance. But tonight, we are playing Ace Attorney Investigations, the second game in the collection, and we are currently in Case 2. You wish Fast the Master was an Ace Attorney? Are you gonna play this game next, Fast the Master? It's on sale right now in Steam. Just give you 2 years, bro. You still have a big backlog, don't you? Yo, Donk, what's up? Are those investigation games good? Yes, I like them. I've played the original Investigations back in 2010-ish when it came out in the DS. Unfortunately, Investigations 2 didn't come out in the DS. So, right now it came out as part of the Investigations collection, and yeah, right now I'm playing it. Alright, you were out in the yard, so I didn't hear anyone screaming, not one at all. Time to deploy my clue. Yeah, 2 did not release out of Japan. It was only in Japan. There was a fan translation, which funnily enough, I was planning to play it during the middle of the year, but then they released this. I mean, they announced it, so okay, let's just wait. Yo, thank you for the follow, really do appreciate it. If you didn't know, all follows are anonymous, so you can continue lurking in peace. But yeah, thank you, really do appreciate it. Alright, time to deploy my clue. So we knew that he wasn't at the show. You weren't at any show. How long are you planning to keep up these lies? I already know that you weren't at the show. Gah! The game's up, Mr. Solid. It's high time you told me the truth. I demand to know about the scream now. Hidden names, interesting. Yep. I still need to play the first trilogy. Yep. I suggest you play it in order, or play it in release order rather. It'll make more sense. Aniv, why are you tagging Iso Koala? Please don't call out lurkers. Aniv's a bot, just ignore him. I demand to know about the scream now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream, not from the person who found the body. Wait, it wasn't the victims? How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then, why do you think it came from the person who found the body? Oh, holy crap, Pasta, you have a new emote. Pasta Luigi, nice. Gah, I made a mistake, that's all. How, Mr. Sawhead? How did you know that it was the person that found the body who screamed? It's because you found the body. Shall I tell you? You knew because it was you who found the body. And the scream that was heard when the incident occurred didn't come from the victim? It came from you! Ah! How did you... Ah! It's true, I admit it, but what gives you the right to treat people like this? Checkmate. Mind chess. Checkmate. Now that we've established that you were the one who found the body, Mr. Solid, I believe you have lost any standing you might have had to withhold your cooperation. Alright, you win. But I'm sure I won't have anything useful to tell you. It probably isn't even worth your time. That's not for you to decide. But by my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that end. Hold it. Except, that's not exactly what we're here to do, is it? GL Court Case Simulator, yo Vlak, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome on in. Gotta go, but it was nice meeting you. Yo, no worries, Donko. Thank you also for dropping by. Thank you for sticking by the raid. Really do appreciate it. And I will see you around. What do you mean? We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simeon. That's what we do now, remember? We work to get our client out of trouble. Client. Not as a prosecutor, but as a defense attorney's assistant. What the K-Meister said, you need to listen to the kid more, you know? Client has requested the services of Edgeworth & Co. And as your old man always said, your relationship with your client comes before everything else. So if you think Mr. Saint's well-being is taking a backseat to some quest for the truth, well, let's just say I don't like to fire people, so I need you to fight against your instincts a little harder, yeah? Damn it. This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Sawhead, I am asking once more, what happened when you found the body? Finding the corpse. I was in that workshop there by myself practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window, and then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Yo, Fast Master, thank you for being a fan. Really do appreciate it. The room you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in workshop B. And you were there the whole day? Yes, from the 7 AM roll call onwards. There are 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 AM F. What do you mean F? I'm still up. Okay, your internet. Yeah, I'm checking like my frame, my bitrate, and it seems okay. And like all 3 streams are up. You're assuming you have a Gen Z in the chat. I assume a lot. I'm the boomer here, an ILL. 7 AM, noon, and 9 PM. And they check who's in the workshops during roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 AM. Which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Alright. 7, noon, and 9. The victim's body had not been found at the time of the 7 AM roll call. Guess that means the murder took place after 7 AM. Which puts it right around the time the show was happening. Ah yes, the show. I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair state assessment, Mr. Solid? I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sohet's testimony. Okay, if he was by the door, this should have opened, right? Rooting it out should be my first priority. I was in that workshop there by myself practicing what I learned. What exactly were you practicing? How to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner after all. So he keeps saying. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. You found yourself there, really? That's right, and then I found myself peeking through the little window in the door. Why did you think to do that? Gosh, I don't know, I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then. Okay. No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely. Like being stuck at school after everybody else has gone home, huh? Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop and happened to peek in through the little window.
Hold it!
Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside? No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. I like your narrating, thanks. I try, but I could like use more voices or like use more pitches or tones, but I can't seem to do it. Not exactly a panoramic view. They're just so the guards can check what's going on, right? That's right, yes. You're a very knowledgeable young lady. You bet. I guess you could say I know a little something about prisons now too. I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later. Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead. Okay, could he have been covered by the tarp, though? Why is there a tarp? Could you tell right away if it was a man or a woman? It was clearly a man, his physique, his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead. You could tell just by peeking through.
An ILL backseats with. If you want to pursue a career as a detective, then please do following, leave a comment, subscribe, like, and follow. Piesco Crime and Detective course is the best on the interweb. Don't ask me, just ask all students in this game.
Yeah, an ILL, thank you for the backseat. And yes, if you are new here, consider hitting the follow button. Again, like what you've said, all follows are anonymous. And if you enjoy this content, you can lurk in peace. And if you are in YouTube, hi YouTube, we are simulcasting here right now. Please like, comment, and subscribe to help us out the channel a lot. Anyway, look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body. Nice throwback. What? You mean? You're in prison for... To my eternal shame, yes. This was, however, the first time I had seen another person's handiwork up close, so... That's totally cringe when it's a good one, Aniv. Oh my god, Aniv, really. I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror.
Hold it!
Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used? No, I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember much when they're busy crying out in terror, Miles. Exactly, so yes, I screamed. That's all I remember. He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he yes thinks couldn't have happened as he claims, the contradiction in his testimony is as clear as day. I just need to present the evidence that proves it. Okay, I just happened to peek in the little window. If you peeked in the window, this would have opened already because you have the bracelet.
Objection!
Yes. Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Solid. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's training to be a pet stylist.
Hold it!
But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm. Well, that's... But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Ooh-wee, stylishly done, Edgeworth. But doesn't this mean that Mr. Sawit couldn't have found the body then? Good question, Kate. Perhaps Mr. Sawit himself can explain. So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like. By all means, go ahead. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. How are you able to remove your bracelet though? Yeah, that's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. So he's saying he was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside the workshop as he leaned out. How is that possible? Please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards, please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding?
Hold it!
Tell me some more about this trick, Mr. Sawit. Of course, it's quite simple, really. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out.
Hold it!
How? Like the doors are far away. I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. It does. To be honest, it's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. A rather surprising source of joy, but rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, is it? Oh, but I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner after all. I'm beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So you use this trick to peek through the window. That's right. Yes, I made sure the guard wasn't looking and leaned out into the corridor. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Why did you make so much of an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door. And that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises? Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawit just said? You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too. You got him quaking in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Sawit, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent, but it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention. Just tell us what you saw. Alright, it was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog. It had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. Suddenly I don't feel so good. Jeepers creepers, that's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream. So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? Okay, black dog. So it claims to have seen this dog biting the victim's throat. He doesn't seem to like me very much. And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you? For now, this one seems too far-fetched a lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony if you don't mind. Very well. Inside I spotted...
Hold it!
How much do you remember about the man you saw? Oh, I remember everything. Let's see. He had blonde hair and his neck was covered in blood because he was dead. Yes, we know that, Mr. Sawit. Thank you very much. I'm just telling you what I saw. I thought you attorneys were obsessed with the little details. There's some serious venom behind those words. Something tells me you may not have had the best experience with defense attorneys in the past. I also saw that black dog, his mouth clamped tight around the man's throat.
Hold it!
You sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it and... Whoa, 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 spare us the gory details, will ya? What about the victim? Was he... Eek! Don't say it, don't say it! Do you really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth? Okay, what was that punch for? He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. And he was already dead. There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even the twitch of a finger, just lifeless. Enough already! Why do you have to go into every little detail like that? To give you a nice and accurate testimony. That is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth? Please do. It was awful, I tell you. Terrible. Oh, so there's a sixth statement. Okay, wait. Why is there suddenly the ring comment?
Hold it!
You paint a very vivid picture. Well, I had a front row seat, I suppose. I could almost feel the agony of the poor man's final moments. I don't think I'll be getting any sleep tonight, Mr. Edgeworth. You won't? Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, and it's all your fault for pressing him for more gory details. I'll be having nightmares tonight myself. It's all still so fresh in my memory. I remember seeing his ring. Okay, we need to press this because... What was the snowflake motif in relief? You seem to have a very clear memory of his ring. Well, I used to go door to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I had to take people in at a glance, their appearance, their mood, that sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you're dealing with is the first step in a new sale. Except in this case, you were figuring out the corpse. What can I say? Force of habit. One that served me very well in my sales career, if I do say so myself. Even so, you seem to have remembered things to an uncanny level of detail. I suppose. Nevertheless, it's true. I remember the ring, the relief of it all, all of it. Is what he's saying even plausible though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of the victim's body as we found it. I know what I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie. Okay, court record. Ah, there was the tarp. Okay, there was the tarp. So Knight was bitten in the dog by a... The dog that lives here in the prison, not the most plausible of explanations, I have to say. Okay, so... His hand was covered by the tarp, so... That's a contradiction. As long as you leave, that's how it's able inside, which may... I remember seeing his ring. Alright.
Objection!
A ring with a snowflake relief? Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate. And what's wrong with being too accurate? I mean this, you testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger, see, exactly as what I said, there's no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what was on it. Unless that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Soy. Who the heck do you think you are, huh, Mr. Big Shot? Acting like you know it all? I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know, the man's arm. That must have moved under that tarp after I peeked in. But he was dead. Nonsense, you already told us that can't have been the case. He wasn't moving at all. You said it yourself that the victim was already dead, and dead men don't move today. Unless he's a zombie. Hoo-wee, is that the stench of eau de desperation I smell? What are you hiding, Mr. Soy? Tell us. No, You're wrong. I know what I saw. Oh my god, the dupe again. You couldn't let it go, could ya? You had to keep on poking and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney. Seems the real Mr. Soy has finally revealed himself. Whoa, that's quite the rug he was rocking. Came straight at you like some guy in a flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet innocent witness here. But are you really? Because I must say, I have doubts. Very serious doubts. What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Soy, this is where you were standing when you saw the body.
Take that!
You were inside Workshop A. You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring. Ha! Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do ya? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over, minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves for fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in that room with the gloves. You mentioned gloves, right?
Take that!
Remind me, Mr. Soy, what were you doing when you discovered the body? How many times did I was practicing my pet styling techniques. Of course, then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you. This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron. Oh, I did not notice that glove actually. He just mentioned something about the glove. That's why I answered the glove.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it? It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. Gah! I thought we were suddenly gonna have a psych lock, like unlocking.
Objection!
What the? Heh, that was a pretty rad objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. But I have a legit objection because this isn't over. There's still something that doesn't make sense. Our man here's a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on. That's true, so how could he have left this workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he'd tried. Right. We don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. You should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big round lifesaver it was. In what way? As in, it's the best hope our wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be, He was actually supposed to be in workshop A. It's not in B. The sound of silence, I suppose. Miss Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday. Whoa, you sound like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by. So friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet? Oh my god, wait, is this Knight's actual bracelet? Oh, he has his toupee again. Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken? I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient. I see. So your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this person has a serious security problem. You there, could we have a moment? Aren't you just the cutest? Ahem. Meow, how can I help you, sir? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What? Really? That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being. New evidence. Of course, sir. I'll trust you to take good care of it. Sweet. Bracelet sorted. Now to turn our murderer in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill nobody. Oh there, Palio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission, or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody was busy watching the show? No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. And when I did, that enormous dog still had its mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast had left. And why did you go in? Well, oh fine, I wanted to go through his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse? That explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I'd never stoop so low as to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I'd entered the room and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming. And dropped the glove in your haste, huh? Oh, that's Sawhead's glove. I guess this all just about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Sawhead is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center. Ooh yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sawhead's testimony. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sawhead. Yes, what is it? Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no, there was one other who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show even if he'd wanted to? Yes, how did you? I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where's this person's cell? You're going to see... him? Who are we talking about here? Him. He's not like the other prisoners, you know. He's special, gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him. What? Will you please stop trying to scare us all that time? Big cheese, huh? Well, I for one definitely value my life, so that sucks. They keep him in maximum security, which is over there. Ah, so it is that hollow. Oh, it's suddenly open now. Maximum security. Well, that's certainly one way of treating someone differently. Building layout data updated. Alright, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already. Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. Well, Milesy, anything you care to share, or are you going to leave Kay and I in the dark here? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there too. Oh. Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing. But didn't you say that the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something? Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine, the light of righteousness on the world's plight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, you're one powerful performer. Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I am human, not a three-legged raven. Eek! What? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It has been far too long. You remember me? Hehehe. I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you are the one who put me away. Holy shit, who was this? Wait, who could this be? Are you talking to that dog? Or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing. Oh, but I am forgetting myself. Forgive me. I do not often receive visitors. One moment, I'll turn on the lights. Holy shit, who is this guy? Hehehe. You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well, perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am Bodhidharma Canis. Is that a pun? Bodhidharma Canis. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. It says BO55, which is like boss. Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. Oh, he was blind? His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsomely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you have come to see me? You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already. Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat. Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He is my eyes, nothing more. It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Yes, yes it is. You're a good boy, aren't you? Helmut is more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid tale trade. This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume. Saw it as anything but trustworthy, and he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach. No then. I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmut, yes. It figures that he already knew who our witness is. What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis? During the show, you mean? I was here, ensconced in these humble surroundings. I have developed a passion for wood carving, you see? An obsession, even. I was engrossed in it all morning. And you have permission to engage in such a hobby? I can't believe someone would actually let you. Oh, there's a dragon piece in that chessboard. The warden and I have an understanding. An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed one, let alone 5 chisels. There are nothing but lethal weapons in his hands, and he's blind. How the hell could he have done it? I was carving my Buddhist pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane. Oh, that must have taken forever. Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus has now shifted to pieces, such as these. I didn't know you played chess. You play too, do you not, prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary, I only began after my arrival here, I am afraid. What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads? Ah yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is after all a game of wire, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I have always thought it strange that such a game has no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army self-call upon? Still, it's simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I play by the regular rules and with the regular pieces. I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison though. Oh, I have my correspondence. Correspondence chess then, sharing moves by post? Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course. Although I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move. Oh, why is this suddenly a piece of evidence? Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis. His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul. You keep your ear to the ground. My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth. Why am I not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network? But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all. What do you mean? Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one. A crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president. That is no small matter. Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight... Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader and that there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be? Are they attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme? Whoa there, cowboy. You're saying the Bronxer didn't actually have a pop at the Prez? I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder. You mean you don't know what really happened? So what? They just blamed the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight? It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved. Of course, they took you off the case to try and keep you away, and swapped in that wiener kid to push through an attempted murder charge. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth. Hehe, so they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this Knight, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination, which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial. I am no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say this one thing. I know for a certainty that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmut. Yes, it is. Yes. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth. No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. Shilong Lang. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are ya? Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Oh, Shilong Lang will be here. Why did we have a flashback? That's a waste of a sprite if it's like just for that scene. I was never able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors. Yeah, even Helmut understands, don't you, Helmut? Yes, you do. The truth's revealed in court and your deductions. It's dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicions in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, her distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air. Not those two again. Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gavel. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. Yeah, they were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it that they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Okay. Well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now? Said's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need one more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on. Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmut will show you out. Good boy, Helmut. Go on now. He's not showing us out permanently, right? Let's get out of here, come on. Until next time, Mr. Canis. It does pain me that our brief time must end, just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. March 28th, 1:12 p.m. Prison Corridor. Now to gather the evidence I need to bolster my case. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! That's the best hiding spot she could find. It's alright, okay? You can come down now. Where's Fender? He ran off somewhere. I had no idea he could move that fast. Fender. So, what do we do now? You and I will continue the investigation, and I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mystery that's been dogging us the whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? Let's start by investigating the holding cells. And Mr. Knight's room, right? But what about Mr. Fender? I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready. Sure, but he's kind of our boss, isn't he? Oh well. The victim cell's just over there. Lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth. I've just had about it. Warden Lagarde, you must have come from the corridor marked no entry. He's still not talking, ma'am. Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct? No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report. I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack. Killer for hire? Oh. I couldn't help overhearing Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about Bohidar Canis? My, you were listening. How very gosh of you. A girl's privacy is her armor, you know. Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself? Oh, it's not just him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once. Your office? How sweet. He's angling for an invite. Well, I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. It's down this corridor here, darling, but FYI, don't just let anybody wander in willy-nilly. Let's see. That would put it right around here. Hehe, it's a wonderful room if I do say so myself. All my guests rave about it. And who didn't want a view of my fabulous garden in the yard? Ooh la la. The yard? If it's anything like the rest of the place, it's probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see? Oh darling, it's so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid that's just not possible. Why not? Because you're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for doing something unspeakable. That's a rather steep price to pay. Oh, but just listen to me, chattering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Allie's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying. Allie? The sweetest little deer in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now to the yard with me. Ciao for now, darlings. I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish. Let's go investigate the victim's cell, shall we? So this is Knight's cell. When do you think he was brought in here, Mr. Edgeworth? It had to be in the evening of the 25th, just after the events at the lake. And then at some point he wound up in the prison proper, but how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction. Alright, let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. I will have to save here and call it a night. Alright, let's get back to title. Yeah, it is 10 PM here, and yeah, I have to start preparing to get to bed. So, just do one more save. And we go to the title screen. Oh. Alright. That would be it. Everyone, thank you very much for joining in. I really do appreciate it. Fasta Master, if you are still here, thank you so much for the raid. Really do appreciate it, buddy. Anyway, everyone, again, thank you so much. Please do not forget to check out the socials. YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, and the Discord. I am revamping the Discord. Famous last words. I've been saying that for the past 3 years. But yeah, tomorrow I might be on. There is a Maximus Cup for Tetris 99. I'll probably play that first and continue this. Hopefully we could finish that. Or hopefully finish this case. But we'll see. And then on Saturday, Mario Maker. We'll do a throw level, and a Super World just came out that I am interested to play in. So check that one out. Alright. Yeah, let's find someone to raid. Are you still going? I think by the looks of it, you should still be. But knowing you probably also end around this time. Okay, let's go say hi to Moose. And yeah, chat seems active. Clip this moment right now. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, yep, let's say hi to Moose. Kappa. Yo, Nyla. Alright. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, if I'm on tomorrow, see you tomorrow. If not, see you on Saturday. Everyone, have a good rest of your day, rest of your night, and I will see you all next time. Bye.